Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miscellaneous Gab, and today we have a very special guest on our channel. This is Miscellaneous Grace. I found her one day in my house. She's my little sister. We have many things in common, including a love of Harry Potter. Today we're gonna go over our biggest Harry Potter icks. We haven't read our list to each other, so we're going to do that today. Some things are a bit icky sometimes in Harry Potter, so we're gonna go over those. We're wearing our house colors right now. Ish, Slytherin, green for Slytherin, and what are you?
Hufflepuff.
Grace is a Hufflepuff.
I don't have anything yellow.
Stay tuned, make sure you like, subscribe, comment with your biggest Harry Potter icks below, and if you don't, Higgins will get sad.
Sneak?
Grace wants everyone to know that her case is Harry Potter. So.
Flying Fort Anglia.
You're talking A-level fans here. Also, this video is sponsored by Poppy. Poppy, we are not involved in the class action lawsuit. Please sponsor us. We drink you every day. My first Harry Potter ick is when like Uncle Vernon just kind of like yells. You know when he's like, ah!
No! Woman!
And it's like, I don't think people really do that.
This is in the movie, but also in the books. Like Filch, when he runs into the Great Hall, like at any time, whenever he's running,
the way he runs,
the way
he runs is
yes.
a huge ick.
Yeah. I don't really know what he does for the good of Hogwarts because I don't think he would be very apt at cleaning. Why don't we get someone that's a wizard that can like clean stuff?
So my next ick is like Sirius Black in like all of book 5.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna put this one down.
This man has been in like Azkaban for 12 years.
Bunches.
You're telling me that 3 months in a house, like in a mansion, is too much for him, and he has FOMO. This man literally had to live as a dog eating rats for years. Like he played himself. Pause.
You might try to bite it. Oh.
Subscribe to this channel if you think that our dog looks like Dobby.
I know that you're gonna agree with this one because we've kind of talked about it before. Okay. Wearing all Muggle clothes in Hogwarts. Yes. No robes, no hats. Hogwarts is supposed to be magical.
Wouldn't it be a lot more simple if they had just worn robes and hats? Like every character just needs a robe and a hat, and you don't need like a whole fucking costume.
One of the biggest icks for me, I get the fact that Ron is supposed to be poor, that the whole family is supposed to not have any money. But let's talk about the fact that the Weasleys win like the 1,000 galleon daily profit, whatever prize. They won the money. They decide to go on a trip to Egypt. I think that's really messed up is that you go on a 1,000 galleon trip to Egypt. If you can use flu powder, if you can apparate sidelong apparition, what are you spending the 1,000 galleons
those magic tents that they had at the Quidditch World Cup, what are they spending money
you're
on?
not spending your money on it. There's a lot of things that don't really add up with their finances.
They don't teach econ at Hogwarts. One of my icks is in movie 4, Goblet of Fire, just like the entrance of Beauxbaton and Durmstrang is so icky. First of all, imagine watching that scene with no audio.
Isn't there like an acrobat too?
There's an acrobatic,
like,
someone is breathing fire. But imagine like, because we hear it with the soundtrack, imagine watching that scene on mute. All you're doing is like listening to them breathing. The Beauxbaton girls go, ha. And just like the shot of their butts jiggling. Like they're like 16.
Yeah, and then all the like on the bench, like the Gryffindor bench, they're all like this.
Yeah, and then just like when the Durmstrang people come in and they're like, oh, ha. It's really weird. Like I would have just rather them walk in like cooler uniforms. I did not like any of that.
When Dobby makes the like, I don't know, fruitcake, pudding cake fall on Vernon's clients that he's talking about like the drills with. I understand Dobby, you know, is causing trouble for Harry, doesn't want him to go back to Hogwarts, etc. But I just think that was a dick move.
Why wouldn't Harry just run out? If Dobby was down there with the cake, I would just run back upstairs and like pretend like I had been in my room the whole time. Could you be more guilty by just like,
this is just a whole character, Grop.
Oh my god, I hate Grop. He's disgusting.
Yes, and like I think that's the point. And the fact, like, I guess this goes along with it, that Hagrid asked them to be buddies and to teach him English and give him company. Hagrid, what are you on?
Like especially because Hagrid gets like beaten to a pulp.
Yeah.
We have another Dobby. We got Winky here. My next ick is Dumbledore you're telling me this grown ass man has like a bunch of candy ass passwords to get into his study where he has all the secret shit. There's not that many wizard candies. So as soon as you get the first password, like Harry was able to just guess the password by just going through candy. Dumbledore just like really gives me like pick me vibes. Like I feel like he just makes being quirky his entire personality. I also think like he just like didn't tell Harry shit about the Horcruxes. Hey,
It's supposed to be
a video here.
okay, I don't know what gives me the ick more, the way the books did it or the way the movies, but like, first of all of the actors other than the kids are like way too old to play the characters. Snape and Sirius are supposed to be like,
I think
are all supposed to be like 30 years old, like 31. Lily and James, the actors who played them were like at least 40.
Thing is with Lupin and Sirius is that Lupin is supposed to look old and weathered. Another ick is in the beginning of the 6th movie when Harry has come to the Burrow after convincing Slughorn to come back and teach. Is like when they wake him up, whatever, and he doesn't know that Fleur Delacour is dating Bill, that whole thing, and Hermione is making fun of Fleur with Ginny. I just don't think that makes sense for their characters. They're all about female empowerment and, you know, strength, and Harry makes good points about Fleur being like, oh, she's good enough to get through the wizard tournament, like she's not stupid. Yeah, and so that is like unattractive of Hermione and Ginny so much, in my opinion, that they're bringing down another woman, witch, whatever.
Yeah. I feel like low-key, like, Jenny is kind of a mean girl.
And very sought after.
Really popular, really pretty, and also was raised with all boys. So she's probably not a girl's girl, to be honest.
Yeah, and so like I just, in the main, I can see Ginny doing that, but more so Hermione. I just don't, like she knows what it's like to be ridiculed.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why she thinks it's like cool to make fun of Fleur. And I don't really get the whole thing behind making fun of Fleur. Yeah.
Like, sorry, she loves your brother and she's really pretty.
I just don't like the fact that Hermione ended with Ron. I think,
what does Ron bring to the table? Like,
yeah, exactly. That's my point.
I feel like Hermione's just gonna be mothering him.
And I don't think Hermione doesn't want to mother him. We see that in the books. I don't think she would really end up with him. It's like a trauma bond.
That was kind of a cop-out and a trauma bond. I think she really should have been with Victor Crumb. My other ick is when Bellatrix in the movies like, I killed Sirius Black. Like, love Helena Bonham Carter as Bellatrix. Great. A1 since day one casting, but I really just don't like that. Go watch my Harry Potter 6 breakdown because that is the worst movie for sure. And my favorite book, unfortunately. Speaking of icks, I think just Harry and Ginny, in Ginny's vibe, anytime there's a romantic scene between her and Harry, is like she's literally at a funeral. Like when they do their first kiss and they're walking through the room of requirement, like that is probably the least amount of chemistry I have ever seen between two actors in my life.
Another one that gives me the ick is like Hedwig dying. I just don't agree with that. I think it was like very sad.
What happened was J.K. Rowling like knew she needed a lot of deaths in the 7th book, so she had like a dartboard with all the characters' pictures on it, and like when she would wake up in the morning, she would just go, whatever character it would land on, she would just kill them off in some random way.
My other one that kind of goes is to have Lupin when they visit them at like Pearl Cottage, whatever. Lupin shows up like, oh my god, how are you? And like, I want to go with you. And then he's like, Tonks is pregnant, but like, I hate myself and all this shit, and Harry gets mad at him. But that's an ick to me. Like, why would you be like, oh my god, I got my wife pregnant and now like I need to escape with a bunch of teenagers because like I'm insecure.
I actually feel really bad for Lupin in all those scenes. Like, I actually hate those scenes because I wanted Lupin to stay with them. I mean, I also understand Lupin is afraid of intimacy, and even though he should be there for his child, like, here's the thing, if Tonks was okay with it, that would be one thing. Obviously, he should not leave his pregnant wife, and like Harry was good to call him out on it, but I just feel so sorry for Lupin because I think he is a genuinely good wizard, like a really good wizard, and he probably wanted to feel like useful and helpful.
Let's not forget he's literally lost all of his best friends to Voldemort one way or another, through death or through betrayal. So another one, going off of Hermione, how no one was interested in the Society for the Promotion of Elfish Welfare. I like, whenever I read about this, again, even as this is really cool, like she's onto something, like she is so dedicated to this. She stays up on top of her crazy class schedule making hats and clothes for elves, and obviously she doesn't really understand like the culture of it, but I'm like, they're slaves. Like, why are you doing this? Like, how does no one else care, really? Like, I cannot believe that Harry didn't care because he was like a house elf for the Dursleys.
Yeah, facts. How have there not been more people talking about that they enslave an entire race of magical creatures?
Okay, another ick. In the Half-Blood Prince, so at the beginning of the book-ish, when he's on the train and he just had Slughorn's luncheon, but he snuck into the Slytherin's compartments to try to overhear. And then Malfoy stuns him, but he's under the invisibility cloak so no one can see him. And he's like, oh my god, I need to get out of here. Like, I wonder if anyone's wondering where the famous Harry Potter went, and like panicking because they can't find famous Harry Potter. And this kind of goes with like your bland personality casting stuff. Really, dude, like ego much? You always talk about how you're humble and you're not this person that Snape kind of accuses you to be like. James.
Speaking of that, one thing I didn't understand that kind of gives me a little bit of the ick is when, this is in the book, not really the movie, but Harry like comes in and is really embarrassed to tell anyone that Draco broke his nose, but it's like Draco literally assaulted you.
Yeah.
Like, and he didn't even want to tell Ron because he was worried that Ron would laugh at him. It's like, if someone broke my nose, I'd be like, yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah. He just broke my goddamn nose. I wouldn't be like, oh, I really don't want anyone to see and like make fun of me because someone else stomped on my nose while I was completely undefended. That doesn't mean you're a pussy, bro.
Ron kind of a little bit in general. But specifically when he leaves Harry and Hermione in the 7th book, Dumbledore knew he would leave because he gave him the Deluminator, and Ron's like, he knew I would leave, blah, blah, blah. Like,
why not just write him a note and be like, hey, don't leave when you want to leave?
And like, why would you, like, you made a commitment, and I just think that shows weakness in Ron's character. Yeah. Your man left you. Like, that's just cringe. Second to last ick, nearly headless Nick. Because what was the inspiration? Like, what is the point? Nearly headless? How can you be nearly headless? No. Besides the Death Day party. Last ick, big ick. I know you're gonna agree with this one. Percy Weasley. He's supposed to be a little icky in the first 4 books, right? Like, he's supposed to be pompous, ambitious, nerdy, rule follower, just kind of cringe. There's a whole different, deeper level of cringe and ick when he does not stand with his family, I think.
Oh, yeah. Have you no loyalty?
Yeah, like, how can you sit and watch your brother's best friend in the whole entire world be brought down? Like, how do you talk yourself into that? How do you brainwash yourself enough? And then he comes back just in time before his brother dies.
Yeah. That's our list. Hope you enjoyed all of our icks. Leave yours below in the comments. We'll be back soon with some Hogwarts house sorting. Do you have anything to say, Miscellaneous Grace?
Like and subscribe and comment.
You heard it here, folks. Until next time, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Talk to you later. Goodbye. Lumos.
No, Nox. It's Nox.
Nox.